So mix your paints first. So I'm going to make a gray that I like. I'll just use French ultramarine. And so I'll take a little bit of the burnt sienna, just a small amount.
Tiny.
And make gray. There's my gray. Okay? This will be the gray I use for the water, the gray down water, we'll call that. And we need a big brush for that.
I know what to say. Not the brush.
Yeah. That's going to be for the drop-in stuff. I'll mix that over here. Okay? Yeah, we'll just use this one. We'll lose them all. Look, what's the difference?
So you don't make.
What's the difference? Look.
The paper wasn't
Is
wet
this
first.
wet?
See,
We're wetting it now. This is what we're doing.
Oh, because
With
Okay.
it's tinted water.
Then you are applying wet on dry.
yeah.
No, this is just wet water, okay? It's just colored water. Look at it as if it's water. I made it it looks like it's too dark, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
You know,
Because when it dries,
it's gonna be light.
Yeah.
Now you went to use a different gray down there?
I just
or
put all
is it
three of
the
them in
same?
there. It looks great. Okay, now we have to hurry at this point.
Why'd you leave this guy?
You know what? I'm gonna wet this too.
All right.
Everything. Let's wet everything.
including the house.
Yeah, why not? All right, so.
Why not?
All right, so now I'm just gonna get a brush. I need a bigger brush. See, so I'm gonna use this big, thick, cheap old synthetic brush, and I'm gonna get that stuff I mixed already. See, it's not thick enough, so I'm gonna go and make some more. That's why I always like to do it on the fly. Okay? Ooh, bottle.
Oh, yeah. That's a green.
Okay, and it's too green, so we'll put more gray in there, huh?
I like that gray. Now, is that a tree
Now this is gonna,
there?
yep, that's a tree. And it's gonna dry much lighter,
Yeah.
okay? Let's mix it up so it's not all the samey.
No samey.
Let's get some mauve,
Mauve. How are you doing that? Red.
blue and red,
Okay.
nice and thick.
Ooh.
That's the mountain?
No, it's a tree line.
Oh.
And as it gets further away, I'm gonna use a little less pigment, more water. Nabish? Because I want it to fade into nothingness.
And is that what supposed to be the fog? The fading?
Not yet. This is just foggy because it's wet into wet, but we can add actual fog at this juncture. Okay? There we go. And then if we want to add fog. All right, so here I'm just removing paint with a dry brush, a thirsty brush. So you see me cleaning off the brush after every time I go in so I don't add more paint. I'm just removing. There you go, just removing. Now, if you want to add to the illusion of the fog, we have Mr. Gouache, is my friend.
Oh, you did that in that other, that green paint. Yeah.
So that would be the two ways to handle the fog, is either to pick up the paint with your brush
And then,
or to.
I usually use a combination.
yeah.
So I want this to have a little fog in it, don't you?
Yeah.
So we're going to do the same. So there you have it, how to make fog. First, you use water to remove pigment on your brush, on a clean brush, and then you add gouache later, white gouache, to add to the effect. And that's how you make fog. Thank you for joining me on Watercolor Secrets. I'm Alan James. I'll see you next time. Until then, ciao bella. Welcome to Watercolor Secrets. I'm Alan James, the host of Watercolor Secrets. Have you always wanted to improve your watercolor skills but didn't know how? People always said, it's the hardest medium there is. Well, you come to the right place. Here on Watercolor Secrets, I show you everything you need to know to master the skills of watercolor art. So get your gear together, then head on over to alanjamesart.com and click on the Classes and Workshop menu. Okay? Choose the option for Studio and Zoom classes to get yourself started. And that'll bring you right over, and you have all these options here to get yourself started. Okay, now if you can't make the studio for some reason, then I've got two great options for you as well. Option one is we run a Zoom class every Tuesday for the last 4 years. It runs at 10 a.m. You just click on the same drop-down menu and choose the same option. It'll bring you to the same window. It's the same for both, okay? Now, option two is my online academy. It's called Watercolor Secrets, the Watercolor Complete course for beginner to advanced studios. Simply go over to the same classes and workshop tab and drop down to the second option, Online Academy. Hit that, and that brings you right over to Watercolor Secret Courses with Alan James, Watercolor Complete. Now, this class is a complete class from beginners and all the way to advanced. And on here, you'll find everything you need. Course descriptions you can click on. We have the materials you're going to need. We have Composition 101, values, edges, color, shapes, drawing, and brush strokes. These are all segments of this class. All your requirements and the complete description is here as well. All you have to do after that is go over to Add to Cart to get started on your journey to becoming the best artist you can possibly be. So, thank you for joining me on Alan James Art. I'll see you next time around. Ciao, Bella.